Well, I'm going to ask this guy if it's like on my knees a little bit. Like right there.
Hey, bats and stuff are done.
No, we don't need it. Let's go. He's the hardest. Makes her and starts it. Then come and get it. Chamberlain with it. He's the hardest. Makes her and starts it. Then come and get it. Chamberlain with it. He's the hardest. Makes her and starts it. Then come and get it. Chamberlain with it. He's the hardest. Makes her and starts it. Then come and get it. Chamberlain with it. Rainbow! 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 Rainbow!
Good afternoon, softball fans. Welcome to the National Training Center in Clearmont for a 2012 FHSAA Class 7A state softball semifinal game between the Cooper City Cowboys and the Chamberlain Chiefs. In the spirit of sportsmanship, we ask that all fans act responsibly and courteously to those around you. Abusive language or disorderly conduct is unacceptable and unwelcome at the FHSAA finals. Let's afford the student athletes, the coaches, the officials, and your fellow fans the respect they deserve. Your cooperation is appreciated. Thank you. Just a reminder that FHSAAsports.com is the destination to watch the best in Florida high school sports coverage. Today's semifinal games are being streamed live on the internet. Text or call friends and family and tell them to go to FHSAAsports.com right now. Don't miss any of the action. You can also go to FHSAAsports.com to purchase DVDs from this year's championship. And now, let's meet the teams. First, for Cooper City, the visitors, with a record of 17 wins and 8 losses. The roster players. Number 3, Chase Reddington. Number 7, Amanda Pelaez. Number 10, Megan Isoba. Number 13, Paige Lipinski. And number 5, 15, Kelly Coulter. Today's starters for the Cowboys. Batting leadoff in center field, a senior, number 17, Celeste Bradshaw. Batting second in right field, a junior, number 2, Fallon Clausen. Batting third at shortstop, a senior, number 24, Kirsten Wakaki. Batting cleanup, the catcher, a sophomore, number 9, Bethany Williams. Batting fifth, the pitcher, a senior, number 11, Jessica Simon Petrie. Batting sixth, at second base, a junior, number 5, Shannon Allen. Batting seventh, the designated player, a freshman, number 20, Lindsay Oliveras. Batting eighth, at third base, a freshman, number 23, Shannon Lagaki. Batting ninth, at first base, a senior, number 44, Andrea Beecher. The flex player in left field, a senior, number 1, Rachel Clavello. The assistant coach, Al Alonso. And the head coach for the Cowboys in his 5th year, Phil Schmott. Now, for Chamberlain, the home team, with a record of 25 wins and 5 losses. The roster players. Number 2, Monique Fuente.
Wind's really picking up, but not hardly a cloud in the sky.
2-2 pitch, misses for ball 3, and Dwyer is in jeopardy of walking the bases full.
And Mike, at what point do you consider maybe making a change here, even though she's 20-2 and got you here, you know?
Well, she's your number 1. I mean, you got to go with her. As that one hit up the middle, that's going to get through for a base hit. Here comes Bradshaw, the throw to the plate, wide, and it's going to allow the runners to advance. And the Cowboys of Cooper City strike first here at the top of the first.
Well, Mike, she just took one right up the middle. Bianca Bell, the shortstop, couldn't get over there. And they did what they need to do. You know, a good coach says you got to make those walks really hurt them. They have so far.
That will most likely be scored a hit and an error. They haven't put it up. Actually, now they have put it up on the scoreboard, confirming that it was an error that allowed the runners to move up a base. Bradshaw scored. McLaughlin to third base and Legacki to second. So runners at second and third. 1 run in for the cleanup hitter, the catcher, Bethany Williams. And Don, how about a .463 batting average?
Yeah, that's very impressive.
Leading
9
the team.
doubles.
That also tied for the team lead.
So she's been quite productive.
First pitch. That one misses for a ball. So again, Dwyer having trouble finding the strike zone. Williams has had a huge stick in the lineup, driving during the last 5 games, or actually when they went through a 5-game losing streak. She was out, had a stress fracture in her foot, but now completely healed. They definitely felt her loss when she was not in the lineup. They're glad to have her back in there.
Now this coach been through everything this year.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about your battery there, your pitcher and your catcher.
Yeah, Jiminy.
And they've just
And to be
have
here,
battled. I mentioned the adversity. 2-1 the count. As that one's called for a strike, and that will even it up on Bethany Williams. 2 balls and 2 strikes. One of the girls that just a pleasant athlete to coach. Devoted to learning the craft of being a catcher. She takes private lessons, has a strong arm, spends a lot of time working on the catcher aspect of the game.
And there's not a lot that do that. You know, Mike, you're around baseball and softball a lot. You got a lot go to pitching school, a lot go to hitting, but not very seldom do you hear about them going to work on the craft of catching.
That's right. The 3-2 pitch misses for ball 4, and the Cowboys have the bases loaded here at the top of the first inning. Already 1 run in. That will bring up Jessica Lokinski, the pitcher.
Simon Petrie.
Excuse me, I got that one wrong. My
And
apologies.
she leads the team in RBIs, and looks like we're coaches going to let her ride it out.
All right, so the base is loaded.
And I'm sure a lot of this is a case of nerves, Mike.
Yeah.
Just trying to guide the ball instead of following through and having a good release.
Well, and the biggest thing too, Don, right now there's nobody out. They just need to get that first out.
She needs a ground ball.
Yeah. In the worst way. The infield playing in now as Simon Petrie comes to the plate. Jessica batting .305 on the year, 5 doubles, 1 triple, 1 home run. Simon Petrie, the starting pitcher, has some power, a gap type of hitter. Good wheels though. And the first pitch inside part of the plate, called a strike, 0-1. Boy, Rachel Dwyer could use a strikeout here.
Yeah.
Let's set the defense after this next pitch for the Chiefs. As that one's popped up, this is playable in foul territory. The catch is made by the catcher, Lindsey Hagberg, for the first out of the inning. Defensively for the Chiefs, Ellen Scott is at third base. The shortstop is Bianca Bell. At second base, Lauren Holbrook. And the first baseman is Kelly Smith. As I mentioned, Lindsey Hagberg behind the plate catching. Rachel Dwyer in the circle. In the outfield left to right, Jenny Cook. Madison Gonzalez and Amber Fullwood, as Shannon Allen steps in now with 1 out and the bases loaded. And hits that one into the gap in right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. 1 run will score. 2 runs. Actually, no, just 1 run will score on the play, as that second runner held up at third base. Good job getting it back into the infield quickly. Shannon Allen with a base hit and an RBI, and it's now 2-0 Cowboys.
Well, they're making the walks pay off for them and hurt Chamberlain. And invariably, when you see a ball game, you look back and see those walks where it just...
Yeah, probably the only thing worse than errors are walks that are given up.
That's just freebies.
Exactly. So here's Lindsay Olivares, the freshman, who takes the first pitch for a called strike. 0-1. Olivares batting .260, 4 doubles, 1 triple.
Chamberlain needs some kind of ground play, double play ball or something.
Throw goes to second, not in time.
A little different, threw to the third baseman who turned and fired to second, trying to get him.
Top of the first, Cooper City with an early 2-0 lead, as that is called a strike.
Cooper City came in. Chamberlain's got probably more fans here, and they were very loud to start the game, but Cooper City's kind of quieted them down.
Yeah. Potentially could be a huge inning for the Cowboys, as that one is in the dirt. Good stop by Hagberg.
Yeah, speaking of catching and knowing the art of catching, she dropped to her knees, blocked that, and probably saved another run.
Legacki at third, Williams at second, Allen at first. Bases loaded for Cooper City, as that one is taken low and outside for a ball. And now the count is full. There is no room for Olivares. The base is loaded. And the 3-2 pitch, line foul, first base side. Celeste Bradshaw walked. Fallon McLaughlin walked. Kirsten Legacki with a base hit to center field, a drive and a run. Bethany Williams walked. Simon Petrie popped up to the catcher in foul ground. Shannon Allen singled and drove in a run, and there's ball 4. Ooh. It's a walk and an RBI. Boy, it's a tough pitch to take, but it's called a ball, and the Cowboys take a 3-0 lead. The 4th walk issued by Rachel Dwyer here in the inning. That'll bring up Shannon Legacki, as her sister scored on that last walk. First pitch inside corner, called a strike, 0-1.
Not a ball game though, and Chamberlain is an offensive team. So.
Yeah, still very early, just underway here in the first. Popped up right by the bag at second base. They couldn't get the double play, but that's still a big out. That's the second out of the inning. But the 9th batter to come to the plate this inning, still with the bases loaded, Andrea Beecher will bat.
And Andrea's only played in 15 games, so she may have been one with the pitcher moving on who got some opportunity to get on the field and do something.
Beecher batting .258 on the season. First pitch, called a strike. First base has kind of been a platoon position for the Cowboys. As of late, Beecher has been playing. She was one of those players that wasn't very serious about softball, but worked hard. She's been a good teammate, good vocal leader, responsible. And basically, she got put in on senior night, Don, as that one is grounded to second. They're going to get out of the inning. 4-3 on the putout. got put in on senior night. She did such a good job and has done so well the last 6 or 7 games out that it's hard to take her out. Well, that will do it for the Cowboys in the top of the first. But again, they send 9 batters to the plate as they plate 3 runs on only 2 hits. There were 4 walks in the inning, also an error, and 3 were left on base. So we've completed a half inning of play. The Cowboys of Cooper City 3, and the Chamberlain Chiefs coming to bat right here on the FHSAA Sports Network at FHSASports.com. Mike Rideout along with Don Stratton. Glad to have you a part of our broadcast. Second of 4 games on tap today. We also have a 7A semifinal coming up later tonight. As I mentioned, number 1 versus number 2 will be a great matchup. Don, that's the game you're going to work with me. Charles and Bartow.
Yeah, Bartow's the same place they played in the 6A, exact same thing, number 1 and 2 last year. So Bartow's familiar with it. It's a scripted game, I guess you could say. 1 and 2, both 2 great teams, and should be some good ball. Mike wanted to mention, watching earlier in the week, what a great job the cameramen have done.
Yeah.
It's just been really, really great to watch.
Absolutely. All of our crew, they do a great job at Play On Sports.
Even fighting the love bugs. One day, I guess they were pretty bad
today,
at it.
battling the air conditioning that went out in their truck. So not only is the
they've really
equipment getting warm, but those guys are battling the elements inside. We got the nice cool breeze blowing out here.
You better be quiet to be asking for a raise. You know, you're setting yourself up there, Michael.
You mentioned that, still a lot of softball to be played, and even though Cooper City scored 3 in the top of the first, this Chamberlain team can hit. They're batting .374 as a team.
This girl stepping to the plate, Bianca Bell, may be one of the better hitters in the state of Florida. She's batting .711, got power, and pre-signed with LSU. So this is a player.
Shortstop, number 7, Bianca Bell.
So Bell will lead off. 11 home runs in addition to that .724 batting average. That leads the team. In fact, Don, she leads the team in runs, hits, second on the team in RBIs, leads the team in average, leads the team in doubles, triples, and home runs.
And pitches some.
And pitches, all right.
Yeah, she does it all.
And only 4 errors all year. There's a base hit into right field, a leadoff single for Bell. She's got to go like 5 for 6 in order to keep that average up there, doesn't she?
That's a shame when you say you went 4 for 6 and dropped your average or something,
Here's Lindsay Hagberg. Chiefs with a leadoff single here in the bottom of the first inning. That means a tying run is on deck.
Hagberg, no slouch. I had her coming in at .523 or something. So they have some offensive punch.
And a throw to second, a stolen base for Bianca Bell. As it was not in time. Chiefs trying to get on the board, at least get 1 run back here in the inning. And we'll talk about the pitcher here in just a moment, Jessica Simon Petrie. As that one is taken for another ball, 2-0. Let's set the defense, too, for the Cowboys in the infield, left to right. Shannon Legacki at third, Kirsten Legacki at short, Shannon Allen at second, Andrea Beecher at first, Bethany Williams behind the plate catching. Big swing there. Hagberg. It's now 2-1. In the outfield, left to right, Rachel Clavello, Celeste Bradshaw, and Fallon McLaughlin. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Swing and a miss.
Chamberlain, you notice, does a little different. The head coach, Bob Diaz, is coaching first base instead of third, which is the normal scenario.
First strikeout of the game for Simon Petrie. Here's Ellen Scott, the third baseman. Scott is signed with Drexel. She's been a 4-year starter, team leader. Jumps on the first pitch, pops this one up down the right field line. That's a foul ball.
Yeah, she went the right way, trying to get something that Bell could score on.
Ellen Scott leads the team with 40 runs driven in. Second on the team with 5 home runs. Reads the game very well, according to her coach. As I mentioned, a Drexel signee. As the next pitch is taken high for a ball. That will even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out, 1 on. Bottom of the first. Cooper City scoring 3 in the top of the first. The 1-1 pitch misses high and away for ball 2, 2-1.
I think we're going to be here for a while on this game. This is going to be one of them 2-hour-plus jobs.
You know, for Simon Petrie, pitching wasn't really her main thing. I mentioned Chase Reddington was the ace. She transferred, as that's going to miss for ball 3. She was a starter in center field. Went through a tough stretch while she was learning how to pitch. When they lost 5 in a row at the Kissimmee Classic and also at the end of the season, she really took her lumps, but she's actually done pretty well. Kind of settling into her own now. Her best pitch, the curve or screwball. Likes the corners. As the next pitch misses for ball 4, that will put runners at first and second. And that means a tying run comes to the plate. The cleanup batter, Kelly Smith.
Number 16, Kelly Smith.
They just keep sending the averages up to the plate, though. Is that everyone on Chamberlain has an impressive batting average.
And Kelly Smith batting .387. That's just a bit higher than the team average. 14 RBIs, 9 doubles. Nothing in 1 the count. Bianca Bell at second, Ellen Scott at first. There you see the runners with 1 out here in the bottom of the first. As the 0-1 pitch misses for a ball, 1-1. Just bear with us on our graphics. I know that the guys are trying to get the air problem fixed. There's a base hit. They're going to wave home Bell. The throw to the plate, not in time. The Chiefs are on the scoreboard, and Smith takes second on the throw. Ellen Scott to third, and now they have the tying run in scoring position.
You know, Mike, it was important for them to get on the board. Maybe not get all 3 runs, but just get back on the board and let Cooper City know we're not overly impressed with those 3 runs you got.
Yeah, and now with only 1 out, Don, they've got a chance to tie the game up. Here's Madison Gonzalez, the center fielder. She is signed with Hillsborough Community College. How about no errors in the outfield this year?
Yeah, that's impressive. Hillsborough, Ray Seymour, head coach over at Hillsborough. And I believe that could be Ray sitting down the first base line right up over here to our right.
Gonzalez with a little power, 3 home runs this year. And she takes that one for a ball.
All the junior college softball just finished up north in the baseball in Lakeland last week.
Yeah, Polk State College baseball team winning the state championship. They're ranked 6th nationally, #1 in the state. That one also called a ball.
Bartow's coach, Glenn Rutenbar, said that Polk's going to Grand Junction, Colorado, I think.
Yes.
When he was in junior college, they played the championship at Grand Junction, Colorado.
Wow.
Some whatever years
right.
ago.
Yeah, because he's been coaching, what,
26 years? So it's been a while.
Right, yeah.
He said a real old ballpark, kind of like Henley Field was, but immaculate.
Three balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 on, 1 run in. That one is hit pretty well to right center field, but the right fielder, McLaughlin, able to get to it. The throw home cut off. Another run scores. It's a sac fly and an RBI for Gonzalez, and it's now 3-2. Well, the wind is blowing in. When it initially left the bat, Don, I thought it had a chance to get out there in the gap.
I thought she had burned her, and it just kind of held her up and let her get over in position and get the ball.
But the wind blowing in at the ballpark.
It's funny, I don't know if it's a conscious effort, but everything that Chamberlain's doing is going to the right side. It's like they're been working on hitting behind the runners quite a bit.
Not only did Scott score on the play, but Smith tagged up and went to third. So a runner at third with 2 outs, and Jenny Cook with a timely hit can tie the game up. The left fielder, a senior, has signed with Daytona State College. Good hitters up and down this lineup. Good power, 3 home runs. An above average hitter, according to Coach Diaz, who is in his 22nd year. Robert Diaz, the head coach of the Chamberlain Chiefs.
They come to Bartow every year for the preseason classic, so we're kind of familiar. The 2 coaches, I guess, like and respect each other, so they start off kind of throwing the new girls to the wolves with each program facing a quality program.
Simon Petrie 10-6 on the year. This one's popped up, but in the infield, and it's dropped at second by Allen. And now going to second, and they've got her in a rundown between first and second. Cook is going to get tagged out to end the inning. But an error allows the run to score. And just like that, after Cooper City took a 3-0 lead in the top of the first, and the irony in this too, Don, in the inning, 3 runs, 2 hits, 1 error. That's what we had in the top of the first. So we're all tied at 3 at the end of a half inning of play. There's your totals there as we head to the top of the second. And you might be right. We better fasten our seatbelts because
we might have to send out for pizza.
Right.
This will relax Dreyer though. You're back in the game. You had a bad first inning with control, but it doesn't. You're right back where you started from. You're just playing 6 innings, not 7.
The Class 7A state semifinal all tied up at the end of 1 inning of play. And how often do you see that line total right there? 3-2-1 for both teams.
Especially right out of the bat in the higher classes.
Right.
You know, it seems like a lot of times in the higher classes you see a lot of strikeouts or that dominant pitcher.
Not a good decision there by Cook as
an exciting first inning. I'll give him that.
Yeah. Our fan here in the right part of your screen. She's got her own little dance floor.
Oh, she's notorious for this, trying to fire up the founts.
So we head to the top of the second inning here in Clearmont. Cooper City will send up the top of the order because they sent 9 to the plate. Chamberlain sent 6 to the plate. As Celeste Bradshaw, who led off the game with a walk, came around to score, hits this one out of play for a foul ball.
A great experience for both girls. First inning, a lot of excitement, a lot of fans got into the game on both sides, and we're tied up.
Bradshaw receiving some interest from Nova Southeast and also Santa Fe College. She moved from the right field position, and she's really kind of learning center field. And according to Coach Smalls, you know, the angles and timings are different. There's no border, there's no foul line when you're out there in center field. But she's a great athlete, really transitioning well. And according to the coach, best athlete on the team, which is why she bats leadoff. Fastest on the team, but close. Hits with power, and she showed a little power there, but she's just behind on the pitch and fouls it out of play. Two balls and a strike to Celeste Bradshaw. That one misses for a ball, and it's now 3-2, so it was a pitch off. The 3-2 pitch swung on and hit foul up against the fence left side.
2 more games still to go tonight, but we may be here a while on this one, as both these teams are here to win the ball game.
Yeah, we started 30 minutes late too. So a late start and probably a late game. But none of that wet stuff.
Yeah.
Swung on and hit foul. Look out over there at third base. Ball ricocheted off that third base dugout.
Yeah, earlier they had to play around the rain and lightning this week, I guess. Jiggle the schedule a little bit, so some of your colleagues had a little less sleep or real late dinner.
That one hit foul. Look out. Little boy over there almost got taken out.
Yeah. It's been a good at bat for her, though.
Yeah,
she's
good
getting a lot
battle.
of swing in, and she's making the pitcher work.
And this is popped up into right center field, but coming over from right field, Fullwood will track it down. Good running catch for the first out of the inning.
Mike, not so sure the wind didn't help that cause a little bit too. That hit you said earlier.
Yeah.
Had a chance to get in the gap, and the wind just kind of let her go a long ways for that catch.
Here's Fallon McLaughlin, the right fielder, the junior, walked and scored in the first inning. Cooper City scoring 3 times in the top of the first. Chamberlain scored 3 times in the bottom of the first. 3-3 here in the top of the second inning. McLaughlin actually moved from third base. She moved to the outfield because she's a solid utility player.
Sounds like Coach had a musical chairs there when this pitcher left, and he had to adjust.
Yeah.
One caused him to adjust one to cause him to adjust one.
That's exactly what he told me, Don. He said, it wasn't that we lost our starting pitcher. We had to pretty much revamp our entire defense.
You said on top of that, the catcher got hurt during this experience. So.
Right. They went through a tough period when she was out of there and had a losing streak as this one's fouled back.
Says a lot about the coaches and the team to make it here.
Yeah.
A lot of times that stuff happens and it just kind of ruins your whole season.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. McLaughlin also batted somewhere between 6 and 8 in the lineup, but she got hot, went to number 2 in the lineup, and she stayed there because she continues to hit the ball well.
You know, it's bad to say, but you want to be consistent all year, but it really matters who gets hot from District 1.
Right.
And the high school ball with this. If you can get hot the last 2-3 weeks.
Fallon bats .352, 3 doubles, 2 home runs. That one just missed the strike zone. And the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on base. Top of the second inning. The 3-2 pitch swung on, popped up. This one will get out of play as Rachel Dwyer looks for her first strikeout.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's not humming it by them, and they have great bat control. Everyone's got multiple swings or seen a lot of pitches at each at bat. A lot of coaches like that because it wears on the pitcher, and as we say that, she gets her strikeout.
So the first strikeout of the game for Rachel Dwyer. That will probably settle her down a little bit after that rocky first inning. And here is Kirsten Legacki, who drove in a run with a base hit to center field. So she's 1 for 1 with a run scored and an RBI. 2 outs, nobody on base. First pitch is taken outside for ball 1. Rachel Dwyer, one of those pitchers that doesn't strike out a lot of batters, gets her defense to play behind her, and she gets the help there with a little pop up to second base. And it's a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the second. So maybe those butterflies are starting to fly away now. As we head to the bottom of the second inning, our score remains Cooper City 3, Chamberlain 3, right here on the FHSAA network. Mike Rideout along with Don Stratton. Glad you've tuned in to our coverage here at the FHSAA Softball Finals. Second of 4 games today. Also coming up today, before the 7A game at 5 o'clock. It's a 3A semifinal between Trinity Prep of Winter Park and Bishop Snyder of Jacksonville.
Yeah, I think with Trinity Prep playing the 5 o'clock at Marto 7, it'll probably be a packed house tonight.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. So Chamberlain will send up the bottom third of the order here in the bottom of the second inning. Lauren Holbrook will be leading things off. The left fielder, excuse me, the second baseman.
Fans getting into it now a little bit, both sides. So.
The second baseman, number 3, Lauren Holbrook.
On the season, Holbrook bats .214, has driven in 5 runs. First pitch called a strike. Jessica Simon Petrie walked 1 and struck out 1 in the bottom of the first inning. As that one is hit over to third. Legacki with a throw across in time. 5-3 on the putout. 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. That'll bring up the designated player, freshman Jenna Brownell.
Boy, it seems like every year you see more and more impressive freshmen at this tournament.
Mm-hmm. Brownell batting .316. How about that for a freshman?
Yeah, anytime you get over 275, you've had a great freshman year.
1 double, 1 triple. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out, bottom of the second inning. Each team scored 3 runs in the first. Bounces in there for a ball.
You know, most coaches find a way to get that talent in the lineup no matter what. You come in, they don't know much about you unless they've been involved at travel ball, and next thing you know, you're in the state tournament right in the lineup.
1-1 pitch. That one's taken high and away for a ball 2, 2-1. That went really gusty, blowing in all directions.
It's going from right to left now by the flag, from the right field corner to the left field corner, and it was coming straight in. So.
This one's fouled back.
Feels great, though. I'm glad you ordered this.
We could probably put it down to about medium. It doesn't need to be on high, though, because it's blowing our papers all around. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's like having the overhead fan cranked up a little bit too much.
2-2 pitch. This one's going to get out of play. One thing they did add this year that they didn't have last year, all this netting above the seats, which is important because last year, as the ball now rolls down the hill of the netting, it looked like it was going to go back on to the field of play, but I guess it's going to roll down on the other side. They had to wait to make sure it wouldn't come back down on the field. But last year they had 2 games going on at the same time, and foul balls were going. People had their backs to the foul balls, so that was a safety concern.
Mike Borak and them do a great job up here keeping the facility up, and like you say, even though it's fairly new, making improvements when necessary.
Chamberlain batting here in the second. That one hit foul again.
Softball, you get so many more foul balls straight back compared to baseball.
Yeah. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on base. Bottom of the second inning of this Class 7A state semifinal. That's a foul ball. So Brownell will come back and try it again.
Borak was telling me this is the last year of the bid here, but now the high school FHSAA has the option for 3 years to decide if they want it here, not want it here, or need to renegotiate. So it's kind of up in the air a little bit.
The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. She struck her out. Strikeout number 2 for Jessica Simon Petrie. So 2 gone. And how about these teams selling in to the game now?
Yeah, completely different second inning on both parts.
1 more out, and we'll have a 1-2-3 inning on both sides. There's Amber Fullwood, the right fielder, number 9 hitter in the order for the Chiefs of Chamberlain. 25-5 this year. That one hit the third, and the throw by Legacki in time, and it will be a 1-2-3 inning here in the bottom of the second. So after both teams scored 3 runs on 2 hits and an error in the first, both teams go in order in the second. We head to the third. We're all tied at 3 here in this Class 7A state semifinals. We take a look at how both these teams got here, Don. Chamberlain began the playoffs with a 3-0 win over Seminole. In the region semifinals, they won at home against Countryside 13-1. They had to go to Okeechobee, but were able to shut out Okeechobee on the road 8-0 to advance to today's semifinal.
Yeah,
Cooper City, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okeechobee, have beaten
Braden River.
Who was kind of expected or anticipated may make it here. So
and that was a 1-0 game in the regional semifinals, you're right. Cooper City, meanwhile, defeated Monarch of Coconut Creek 8-0, followed by a 8-0 win in Fort Lauderdale against St. Thomas Aquinas.
Yeah, and I'll interrupt you real quick there. Anytime you beat St. Thomas Aquinas, it's a good win because they're a quality program.
Exactly, in any sport, that's right. And then Cooper City had to go back on the road again, so they've been road warriors. They were a runner-up in their district.
I thought they were. And that's when you go through St. Thomas down there, you've done something because they're usually very respectable.
Well, they were a runner-up to Aquinas in District 16, and not only did they beat Aquinas, but they beat them at Aquinas, and they shut them out 8-0.
Which probably doesn't happen very often.
No, And then they had to go on the road to West Boca, and they beat West Boca 5-3. So.
And I think West Boca was one of the favored teams down there coming into the tournament.
Here in the top of the third inning, Bethany Williams will lead things off 4, 5, and 6 for the Cooper City Cowboys.
One of the best things they ever did was allow the runner-ups to go because you have so many districts with great teams, more than one great team in it. That gives them an opportunity to still advance. And quite a few times that runner-up gets them when it really matters.
This one is popped up, third base side, foul territory, and it hits the dugout. Was almost playable for Ellen Scott, but Williams remains alive. Or does she? I don't know what happened here. Maybe a discussion about the...
Well, the umpire called something, but I thought he called an illegal pitch.
Well, they're going to look at the rubber there, or maybe the hole in front of the rubber inside the circle. Cooper City, region finalists last year, state champions in 2009 when they won 6A.
I don't think Coach was too happy with the call, whatever it was, and I'm not sure what it was.
So Williams remains at the plate.
Unless they give her a ball on it.
Well, they're actually a 2-0 count. So
they did
both
give her
of those, I guess, were illegal pitches, right?
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I thought when he came over. And you know, a coach never agrees with that.
Right.
Never.
3 balls, no strikes to Williams, who walked her first plate appearance, and she's going to draw another walk to lead off the top of the third inning.
And now now it's going to be the Blues. I can hear some of them down there.
The umpire's in the stands.
She never walks that many.
Well, that's her 5th walk issued, and we're only in the third inning.
And she probably doesn't, quite frankly, but you never pitch in the state championships too many times either. So
there's Jessica Simon Petrie showing bunt. Pulls the bat back, takes it high for a ball, 1-0. Simon Petrie popped up to the catcher in foul territory in the first inning. A .304 hitter, 5 doubles, 1 triple, 1 home run, but looking to sacrifice here. He gets the job done. 3-4. The second baseman, Holbrook, covering the bag.
The second baseman, number 5, Shannon Allen.
I'll bring up Shannon Allen, who's 1 for 1. She singled to right field and drove in a run. Allen, second on the team, batting .407. 6 doubles, which is also second on the team. Sharply hit, but how about the nice play by Holbrook?
A nice backhand.
Absolutely. 4-3. The runner will go to third, but now there are 2 away.
She hits the ball with some authority when she hits the ball, but a great backhand play and set up. Squared her shoulders up and got it over to first.
How to bring up the designated player, Lindsay Olivares. Olivares can also play first base or backup catcher, but used mostly for her bat. First pitch, called a strike. Olivares bats .260, 4 doubles, 1 triple. Has gap hitting potential. Her strength is hitting the outside pitch. That one bounces in there for a ball. That will leave in the count.
Neither pitchers are power pitchers with a lot of velocity, but we haven't had the ball pulled much to left field.
And that wind continuing to blow in and right to left. National Training Center here in Clearmont. As that one hit off the rubber and a convenient hop into the air and over the shortstop Bell's head for a base hit and an RBI for Olivares, her second of the game, and it's now 4-3 Cooper City.
Good old pitching rubber.
Number 23, Shannon Allen.
If it doesn't hit the rubber, they have a chance to get her out at first base.
Yeah, I thought Bell was coming over to make a play also, and it took that and just kind of shot up like.
So Cowboys take a 4-3 lead. Here is Shannon Legacki, the third baseman, the freshman. Popped up to the shortstop back in the first. She's 0 for 1. Legacki hits this one in the air to right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Runners will be on the corners. Well, tell you, Legacki came very close to getting thrown out at first base, and that's how you potentially run yourself out of an inning when you take chances like that.
That's to run you out of playing Saturday when you do that too many times. But I'm impressed with Cooper City swinging the bat. They're hitting behind the runner and they're getting timely hits.
Yeah, these hits have come with 2 outs. You're right. And here's Andrea Beecher, the first baseman. So runners on the corners, 2 outs, and 1 run in as Cooper City leads it by 1, 4-3. Cowboys 17-8 on the year, a district runner-up. But
somebody
just 1 win away from playing for a state championship.
Somebody forgot to tell them you're just a runner-up.
All right, got hot at the right time. Next pitch, line foul, first base side.
I watched one of your old broadcasts from 1997. It was Bartow and Lake Region.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Lake Region had beat Bartow in the preseason, twice in the district, and in the district tournament. And they both got here. I guess you didn't match up quite as much then. And Bartow beat them 2-1. He said they beat us. I told Coach, and he said they beat us 4 times that year. And I said,
wow.
But they'll remember the one.
Exactly. Yeah, the one that counts.
And that's Cooper City. They're 2 games away from living a dream for a high school softball player.
1-2 pitch. That one misses for a ball. And I asked Coach Smalls about the matchup against Chamberlain, and he said he actually knows the staff pretty well. just through the travel ball circuit, knows some of the players. And really, he said the key was Bianca Bell and trying to neutralize her.
When Bartow plays him quite a bit, if it gets tight, Bianca doesn't get to swing too often. She's the type can beat you by herself when she's hot.
Yeah.
When you're batting 700 or something, you've beaten a lot of teams.
Great pitch from Dwyer. She kept it low and away from the hitter. Beecher is out on strikes, and that is strikeout number 2 now for Rachel Dwyer. But in the inning, the Cowboys played another run on a couple of hits. There were no errors, and 2 runners were left on base. Cowboys have stranded 5 through 3, but as we head to the bottom of the third, you see the score. They lead by 1 run, 4-3. They've out-hit the Chiefs 4-2.
Great job of small ball, too. They got a walk, made a nice sack to get her down to second. And Coach, knowing his players, thought somebody was going to put it in play, and they did.
Mike Rideout along with Don Stratton here at the National Training Center in Clearmont, Lake County, Florida. Our 5th day of the tournament, our 2nd game of the day. The other 7A semifinal coming up tonight. The matchup of the top 2 teams. But again, you mix in Cooper City and Chamberlain, you're talking about the top 4 teams in the state. So you can really kind of throw out records and rankings at this point. It's all about execution. Whoever makes the least amount of mistakes.
Yeah, and so far you've seen all the teams have a little bit of nerves, and it's a matter of who settled down and got into their rhythm.
Right, good point.
Speaking of Bell, she steps up.
Bell singled back in the 1st inning. What an unbelievable year, though, for Bianca Bell, the senior, batting .724. 15 doubles, 11 home runs. This one's going to get back to the seats.
Florida, University of Florida just played LSU yesterday, I think it was. So this time next year we could be seeing Bianca Bell playing the SEC.
That's right. Yep, an LSU signee. Outstanding player who has all the tools, according to Coach Diaz. A shortstop who can throw from the hole. Only 4 errors all year long. So not only does she have power, but she's a good defensive player too. That one misses for a ball, and it's now 2-1.
If you hit 700, the coach will find you a place.
Right, yes.
They don't come every day.
The 2-1 pitch. That one hit her.
Got it right on like the funny bone. And I know it wasn't intentional, but it's not a bad thing for her not to swing.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean,
that's bad to say, but
right.
At least she's only on 1st. But shows why she's hitting that. Didn't swing at any bad pitches and took what they give her.
So here's Lindsay Hagberg, the catcher, who struck out swinging back in the 1st. 1 of 2 strikeouts for Simon Petrie. And this one's popped up, 3rd base side, over in foul territory. No one's going to get to it because it just got out of play in behind the 3rd base dugout.
This year in high school softball, a player, if they're in the batter's box, they don't have to make an attempt to get out of the way either. So you see a lot more hit this year, who basically take what they give.
Hagberg, a 3-year starter. Excellent hitter, according to her coach. Hits in both gaps very well. There she goes to second. The throw not in time. Second stolen base of the game for Bianca Bell.
Shows your speed there. Interesting in Hillsborough County, too. They don't have JV ball. Varsity only. So these kids, when you say they're 3 years, they're coming straight out of travel ball, probably 12 or 14-year-old division, and jumping into high school play.
So a runner in scoring position. No balls, 2 strikes on Hagberg. So that one misses for a ball, 1-2. Chiefs trying to tie it up here in the bottom of the third inning. Swing and a miss. Simon Petrie with her third strikeout. That's a big one because that's the first out of the inning.
She's gotten hurt twice. So. A lot of times some pitchers and some teams are just hard to handle for no certain reason. They just...
Here's Ellen Scott, a 4-year starter. She has signed with Drexel. First pitch is taken high for a ball. Really does a good job of reading the game well, according to her coach. That one swung on and popped up into, well, almost to center field, but it didn't quite carry. Again, that wind has been blowing in, and that kept it in the infield. The catch is made by Allen at second, and there's now 2 away. Bell has to hold at second, so it will take a timely hit by the Chiefs to tie this game up.
And with Bell's speed, any kind of hit, they're going to try to send her, I think. Preseason Classic, Bartow played Chamberlain and Bartow won, and Coach wasn't too happy with his team, and he took about 5 of his starters and set it in the second game to get their attention.
Sharply hit ball left side, but Legacki able to field it cleanly and throw out Smith to end the threat. So the Chiefs threaten as Bell got hit by a pitch, stole second, but remains at second as Simon Petrie comes back to retire the next 3 in order. So in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, a hit batsman, and 1 was left on base.
Great part about that is if you time it right, you may only have to face Bell 1 more time.
All right, so Cooper City will now bat in the top of the 4th inning, leading by 1 run. You see your line totals there, 4, 4, and 1 for the Cowboys, 3 runs, 2 hits, and an error for the Chiefs.
For two teams that aren't pitcher-dominated teams. Usually in these upper classes, we said earlier, a lot of them are pitcher-dominated teams that they got 2 great, not that these pitchers aren't great, but these are 2 squads that are team-oriented.
Here in the 4th inning, Cowboys will send up the top of the order.
Center fielder, number 17, Celeste Bradshaw.
Bradshaw walked and flew out 1 time, the second time. So.
And that one is hit foul left side.
Pleasant day today, especially when you're sitting up here doing 4 games in a row for you, Mike.
Well, only 3 in a row for me. Kelly Neff did play-by-play
okay
for the first one, but after broadcasting, doing 120 innings plus of play-by-play from the Junior College State Baseball Tournament, I said 3 games, I could do that.
Yeah, that's a breeze. Especially softball compared to
baseball.
Some of these 3-hour marathons.
That's right.
You know.
Yeah, and baseball, junior college is 9 innings. We only have 7 innings for softball. This one's fouled off again.
That was at Henley Field, wasn't it? The old complex in Lakeland? Or was it at the new one?
It's the
Joker Marchant?
Joker Marchant Stadium, yeah, the spring training home of the Detroit Tigers.
The old Tiger Stadium is Henley Field where Florida Southern plays.
That's right, yeah. I've actually been there a few times.
A lot of history
UNF.
there.
UNF and Florida Southern had some good battles there.
The Tigers have been training in Lakeland 70-plus years. They're the oldest training facilities with this team consecutively in Major League.
The Flying Tigers, the name of their minor league team there. As the 1-2 pitch is fouled off at home plate. Celeste Bradshaw leading things off, the senior 0 for 1. She walked and scored in the first and flew out to right field in the second. And Bradshaw's going to be out on strikes as Hagberg completes the strikeout, 2-3. Third strikeout of the game for Rachel Dwyer.
Rachel's kind of settled down. She struggled that first inning. At the best, she struggled. But she settled down now, and the team's backed her pretty well with a couple nice defensive plays.
Here's the right fielder, Fallon McLaughlin.
Hitting her spots now, not overpowering, Mike, but...
Well, she walked 4 in the first inning, and since then she has walked only 1 and struck out 3. So you're right, she has settled in a little bit. Good pitch there, but just missed outside for a ball.
Yeah, you see her, the first one was inside corner, next one outside, so she's moving it around while trying to keep the hitters off guard.
One pitch.
Comes right back in.
1-2.
It's amazing the hours these high school girls put in their pitching. Usually the team has practice, but that doesn't necessarily mean the pitcher's done. They usually got an hour or so.
That one hit right back to Dwyer. Makes a nice play on to first, and there's 2 outs. You know, Phil Schmalls, the coach for Cooper City, it really feels like the strength of his team is hitting. They could put runs up on the board.
Number 24, Kirsten Lagaki.
Here is Kirsten Legacki, who has signed to play at the next level. She is signed with Presbyterian.
South Carolina. I think Presbyterian just moved up to what's the level after Division II?
Division I?
Not the one.
Well, like a 1AA?
Yeah, I think Presbyterian just moved up.
They have that for softball?
I know their football's moved up.
Yeah.
I don't know if they do all that sports or what.
Maybe they could be in that transition phase of going to Division I.
You got to do that for a couple
years. You have to do I think like a 4-year probationary period.
Or you can't win anything.
Before, yeah, you can't compete. You can win, I think, a regular season championship title, but you can't compete in the conference tournament. As that one is hit over to second by Legacki. Well, Holbrook boots it, and that'll be the second error of the game against the Chiefs.
Usually it takes that 4 years, and this is bad to say, to transition away from a certain kind of athlete and upgrade your athletes in whatever sport you're doing.
Right. So a runner at first with 2 outs. And here's Bethany Williams, the catcher who has walked twice today.
Number 9, Bethany Williams.
Williams batting .463. She is driven in 16 on the year. She's tied for the team lead with 9 doubles. Also a couple of home runs.
Mike alluded
hits.
to earlier, she takes catching lessons or works on her skills, which
Yeah.
is rare. She's to be commended, but not too many do you hear take catching lessons. Hone her craft, I guess.
She definitely spends a lot of time working on the catcher aspect of the game. Blocks the plate very well. And again, only a sophomore. Good base runner, second fastest on the team, even though, she doesn't looking at her.
Yeah, how do you put this with girls?
You would think
she has a catcher's physique.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say stocky, but solid.
Right,
solid.
right.
And second fastest, so.
It's nice to have that combination of speed and power.
Yeah.
Count has worked even now. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Cooper City's got some coming back. Chamberlain pretty much a senior dominated or upper class dominated team.
2-2 pitch hit foul, third base side. When picking up again, blowing right to left.
It's kind of straightened out a little further. I think if you pull it, you get a little assistance from the wind.
Swung on, and that one hit pretty well to center field. That one could be, it is. Kiss it goodbye, because it's goodbye softball. A 2-run homer for Bethany Williams, and the Cowboys strike again as they take a 6-3 lead.
She hit that one cut into the wind too. It didn't vary, it didn't drift.
For Bethany Williams, her 3rd home run of the year. To straightaway center field.
And it looks like they're going to take her out, Mike.
So that will be it for Rachel Dwyer. Dwyer pitches 3 2/3. And she allows 6 runs on 5 hits. Although both those runs will be unearned.
Yep.
And
Second,
also,
we were ready to shut down the inning, and
yeah.
we had a misplay at second base. And as we said earlier, most teams, when you let the door open, give them a walk, give them an extra out, they make you pay. And as you just alluded to, Cooper City considers themselves a hitting team as their strength, and they showed you why right there.
So the new pitcher is the former right fielder, Amber Fullwood. As the Cowboys have scored 3 in the first, 1 in the third, and now 2 here in the fourth to take a 6-3 lead.
I think they've caught Chamberlain off guard somewhat, that Chamberlain may have underestimated how good of batters they are, protecting the strike zone and putting the bat on the ball. And it goes to show you from your interview with the coach, what the coach said is exactly what's happening.
Exactly, yeah.
We don't hurt ourselves, we'll put the bat on the ball enough and good things will happen, and it has so far.
Amber Fullwood is 4-3 on the year with 3 saves. This is her 11th appearance. She comes in with a 2.55 ERA, walking 12 and striking out 18 in 33 innings pitched. This is Simon
I'll
Petrie.
go out on a limb and tell you they didn't plan on her pitching here this weekend.
I don't think so either.
But it's nice to have one just in case you do need it.
Amber Fullwood with a drop and a changeup. Good command. As this one's popped up, and this one will get just out of play behind home plate.
Well, Cooper City has managed to quiet down the Chamberlain faithful here in the fourth, but
See a
never
look at
count Chamberlain out the way they swing the bat either.
Lindsey Hagberg, the catcher for the Chiefs. Jessica Simon Petrie popped up to the catcher in foul territory in the first and also had a sac bunt in the third as the changeup is fouled out of play. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runs in on a 2-run homer by Bethany Williams, the catcher. As that one's high for a ball, and that will even the count at 2-2. Shannon Allen on deck. She's 1 for 2 with an RBI. It's interesting that every player for the Cowboys, except for the number 9 hitter and Simon Petrie, have gotten on base already.
Yeah, that's really a good sign when you look at a stat like that. And here again, as we said earlier, that shows that they play team ball. They're getting on a lot of different ways and making the most of the opportunity. We've seen them bunt them down. We've seen home runs.
Of course, a lot of walks in that first inning. Dwyer issued 4 walks in the first. Called strike 3.
Oh, what a great changeup there.
A big strikeout for Amber Fullwood here in the 4th inning. And that will do it for the Cowboys. But they strike again as Cooper City plates 2 more runs on just 1 hit. There was also an error, and no runners were left on base. The 2-run homer by Bethany Williams has given them a 3-run lead now as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning here in the Class 7A state semifinals from the National Training Center in Clearmont. Mike Rideout, Don Stratton, glad to have you aboard wherever you may be tuning in worldwide on the web at FHSAAsports.com.
See the Bartow coach down right in front of us. I saw the Childs coach earlier, so everybody's kind of looking just in case.
Here in the bottom of the 4th inning, Chamberlain will send up batters 5, 6, and 7.
In the Bartow game tonight, I'm supposed to tell you they have hooked you up computer system at Beef O'Brady's and put it on the big screen back in Bartow for the fans who can't come. Great picture of warming up there. It shows the stats. 6 runs, 4 hits, 1 error to 3 runs, 2 hits and 2 errors.
Gonzalez with a sac fly and an RBI back in the 1st inning. Each team had 3 runs on 2 hits and an error in the 1st inning. It was 3-2-1 across the board for both teams after 1 inning of play. I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
No, and Chamberlain hadn't done anything other than a Bianca Bell hit for the next two innings they've done, so that they need to break out here to at least keep pace.
In fact, their only base runner since the 1st inning was a hit batsman. That was when Bell got hit by a pitch. As that one bounces in there for a ball.
Again, amazing story. This girl was not a pitcher. Their pitcher left. She came in, which caused the domino effect, and the catcher got hurt during the domino effect. This is another good sports story of a team coming together for common goal.
Quickly, 2 balls, or rather 3 balls and no strikes to Madison Gonzalez. And there's ball 4.
Chamberlain got somebody on, so maybe they'll have a big inning. We'll be right back where we were.
Here's Jenny Cook, who is signed with Daytona State College. An above average hitter, according to her coach. First pitch is called a strike.
The left fielder, number 27, Jenny Cook.
Jenny Cook reached on an error her first at bat. She's 0 for 1. That one hit sharply but foul, out of play left side. Cook batting .241 on the season. That one just missed. And it's now 1-2. Chiefs down 3 runs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. As that one also called a ball. 2-2.
We're in the bottom of the 4th, and on a normal game that goes quick, time-wise, we would be in the 7th. So Mike kind of guessed that this might be a tad long.
Swung on, popped up, left side. The shortstop, Legacki, goes back. She's going to make the catch for the first out of the inning.
Both these teams play at a slower pace too, Mike. They just kind of take their time a little bit.
Second baseman, number 3, Lauren Holbrook.
Holbrook's up. She Grounded out to the third baseman the first time at
If you
bat.
have trouble, just text me. Okay.
1 out, 1 on.
That pitch is taken down low for a ball. This is Lauren Holbrook, the second baseman, who grounded out to third in the second inning. Timeout called.
So the game is at definitely a slower pace. This reminds me of a baseball where they got to take their time and
Right.
just the sleeves.
Cat and
the
mouse game.
sweatbands. Yeah.
That one is called a strike. That will even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike for Lauren Holbrook. Batting .214 on the year. 5 runs driven in. As this one's popped up in foul territory behind the plate over on the first base side, but no one's going to be able to get to it.
No.
It's out of play.
We're getting a collection over there too.
So that's 1, 2, 3,
6.
4, 5. I think another one even rolled off. Madison Gonzalez at first base. 1 out for Lauren Holbrook, the second baseman. Swung on, hit right back to Simon Petrie. Only 1 play, that's to first. It's in time. 1-3 on the putout, and there's 2 away. But Gonzalez now in scoring position.
Credit Simon Petrie. She got it, and her first thing was, and here again, she wasn't a pitcher. She looked at second to see if she had a play, decided she didn't, and got the out.
The right fielder, number 4, Jenna.
Here's Jenna Brownell. The designated player, 0 for 1, struck out swinging back in the second inning. Chiefs need a timely hit. 2 outs for Brownell, who takes a strike. Swung on, there's your timely hit, but I don't know if it'll plate the run. And here comes the throw to the plate, and it bounces away.
Yeah, hit her, or she kicked it on the thing. Mike, you could be a coach. You called that one exactly right.
Boy, they needed that hit with 2 outs.
That was an impressive hit, too.
It was a hard hit ball by Brownell. Nice when you can get contribution from the bottom of the lineup.
Kind of like you scripted that. Yeah, well, speaking of that, Cooper City has all their runs in the top 4 batters when you look. So.
Right. So here's Amber Fullwood, the right fielder.
Amber Fullwood.
She grounded out to third. She's 0 for 1.
As she gets on, then you face Bianca Bell again.
Well, that's why this is a huge out right here. You got to get Fullwood if you're the Cowboys. You don't want to face Bell.
Yeah, because you don't want to use a coach's cliche. This could be the out of the game in a situation. Because you I don't know what Fullwood's hitting, but you trade her for hitting somebody's hitting it in the mid 700s. You're probably going to not win that bet too many times.
Well, Amber Fullwood is batting .298. That is much better than .724 that's on deck.
I'd take my odds with that one.
The 0-2 pitch misses for a ball, 1-2.
Well, she's the pitcher now, so she knows she needs these runs too.
That's right.
She knows who's behind her.
Amber started in right field, but now she's in the circle, relieving Rachel Dwyer in the top of the inning. Swung on, popped up. This one's playable out in left field, and the catch will be made by Clavello, and that will do it for the Chiefs, but they do get 1 run back.
Good out, though.
1 hit, a walk, and 1 runner left on base. So you see our score now 6-4 Cowboys over the Chiefs. Class 7A state semifinal as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Mike Rideout, Don Stratton, glad to have you aboard here on the FHSAA network. Don, tell me a little bit more about the ISA, the Independent Softball Association.
Yeah, it's one of the 4 major softball associations in the U.S. We're actually, our home office is in Bartow, only because that's where I lived when I got it. We're presently active in about 26 states. and we do, we like to say 8 to 80. We do girls fast pitch up to seniors, and we have seniors up into their 80s.
Okay.
Our girls fast pitch tournament is in Crossville, Tennessee, and our seniors, which is 50 and above, is in Columbus, Indiana. So it's kind of moving all around.
Good. It's good to see, softball continuing to grow.
Yeah, and it's the same every state you go to. Everybody's got their great teams, their great travel ball, and their great tournaments, and a lot of them talk up the travel ball, but take pride in the high school programs.
Cooper City sends up batters 6, 7, and 8 here in the top of the 5th inning. Cowboys with a 2-run lead, 3 in the first, 1 in the third, and then last inning a 2-run shot to straightaway center field by Bethany Williams to give them a 6-3 lead. Chamberlain comes back with a run in the bottom of the 4th. That's where we are now here in the top of the 5th inning. 6-4 Cooper City, the Cowboys district runner-up, trying to win a state championship. Really looking forward to the other 7A semifinal though coming up tonight.
Tallahassee's first trip here, and Bartow's been here numerous times. 7 state championships and 6 state runner-ups.
It's amazing what Rutenbar has done. That one right between the legs of Holbrook. So Shannon Allen on base for the 2nd time in the game. She singled and drove in a run back in the first. Another error will be the 3rd of the game against the Chiefs. And remember what we said also, that the team that makes the most mistakes would probably not win the game. And right now the team that has made the most mistakes trails by 2 runs. And let's see if Oliveras decides to sacrifice here. She got a base hit her last at bat. She does bunt it.
I'll tell you what, they put the ball.
Oh, they didn't hold on to it, Don. Excuse me. It's dropped it first to throw to third. Not in time. I'm not sure.
Michael, some people might think you've been around the game, because as soon as you said about making errors, here's 2 back-to-back.
Well, that next to walks, the error is,
And that's not nerves. Those were both. Those are just both errors.
Errors are like penalties in a football game or turnovers.
Yeah,
I mean, they limit your opportunities.
And the amazing part is, not to take it away from Chamberlain and they made the errors, it's Cooper City's ability to capitalize on the errors and the walks, and they've done well today. I don't know if they've done well during the district.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, case in point, just last inning with 2 outs, Legacki reached on an error by the 2nd baseman. The next batter, Williams, hits the ball over the fence.
It wouldn't surprise me for them to score a run or 2 here.
Yeah. All
results of that.
And there's still nobody out, so they have a great opportunity here.
We got a pinch runner in there.
Pinch runner go in?
Okay.
It's like 1.
1, yes.
Running at first base for the Cowboys, number 1, Rachel Clavello.
That is Rachel Clavello, who's playing in left field.
When you got the lead here, a lot of coaches like to steal, like a delayed steal here, and try to see if they can force a play at second to get that run in.
The batter, third base, number 23, Shannon Legacki.
Here's Shannon Legacki.
Interesting strategies now by both coaches here. I'm sure Cooper City's thinking of how we can get this run in, and Chamberlain's saying beware if they try this.
You can see the infield there. They've drawn in with Legacki batting, runners on the corners. Legacki 1 for 2, popped up to short in the first, singled to right in the 3rd inning. 6-4 Cooper City. Cowboys looking for more.
I think you can go down to second myself. They're not going to make a play.
I think you're absolutely right. I would be shocked if they threw it to second.
And I wouldn't waste a bunt here. That's probably why.
Well, they don't need one. A wild pitch is going to allow the run to score. Meanwhile, there goes
And that's why she's
Clavello
in there
to
running.
third.
Cabello, here's about being in the game at all times. She went down to second, wisely looked up and saw the catcher wasn't making a quick play on it and took off to third. So she's in where she can score on anything. And again, we haven't had a hit.
Yeah. They've gotten this run without the benefit of a hit, you're right.
And no outs.
And with a runner at third, the infield will remain in. They will, on a ball hit in the infield, look that runner back. This one's hit back to the netting.
It looks like she's trying to purposely hit it to the right side or get it out to right field, which is where idealistically where you want the ball to go.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out. 1 run in, a runner at third. The Cowboys leading by 3 runs again. It's taken up high for a ball. And the count evens at 2-2. The 2-2 pitch to the freshman.
That's
Well, they got what they wanted.
Coach playing it close with no outs.
Clavello holding at third on the play. And I'm not quite sure she couldn't have made it home.
She's pretty quick.
You noticed Holbrook there. She was more focused on making sure she got the ball. She's already made a couple of
She was
errors.
actually going to go down to a knee and just get the one out, like you said, to be safe. But Coach usually knows his team better than us sitting up here, so we'll see.
So here's Andrea Beecher. The infield remains in with 1 out. First pitch is high for ball 1. Beecher 0 for 2. She grounded out in the first as the Cowboys sent 9 to the plate in the first inning. She also struck out swinging in the third inning.
Guys, she's into 2 innings. Just don't make it a third, huh?
Called a strike there. Top of the order on deck. The inning began with back-to-back errors. And that one's in the right field for a base hit. The run will score, and it's now 8-4 Cooper City.
And as we said, you probably need to keep her right there because this girl's going to get a hit. There's a good case of Coach knowing his team. I guess he thought she was due, and she did.
So now we head to the top of the order. Celeste Bradshaw will bat. We may see another runner. The coach is out of the dugout talking to the home plate umpire.
Cooper City scored in 4 innings, and when you score in that many innings, usually you're going to have a lot of success.
3 in the first, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and 2 so far here.
And the amazing part, the 2 here are coming from the bottom half where they hadn't got production, so they could be dangerous. Number 10 is in to run now.
You see Beecher coming out of the game for Cooper City. That's Megan Isoba.
Now running at first base for the Cowboys, number 10, Megan Isoba.
Isoba, excuse me. Isoba.
And we're back to the top.
Celeste Bradshaw walked in the first and scored. Has also flown out to right and struck out. The first pitch inside, called a strike, 0-1. Wind still blowing right to left and in.
And now back in again.
Yeah, it's been moving around today. Good pitch, Folder on a changeup. So now Fullwood with a chance to get a big strikeout here in what would be the second out of the inning. 2 runs have come across the plate here in the top of the 5th for the Cooper City Cowboys. 8-4 lead as they have led from the start, as that one is going to be called a ball. 1-2 pitch from Amber Fullwood. Hit foul.
Boy, they
First
hit
base side.
behind the runner to the right field exceptionally well. Chamberlain a bit back on their heels right now. They've wondering what they got a hold of here from Cooper City.
That one again hit foul, third base side. Celeste Bradshaw, another player that's had to move around. Again, when they lost Chase Reddington, their starting pitcher, it was a domino effect. They had different players step up at different positions. Celeste Bradshaw moved from right field to center field and has done quite well. She's drawing interest from Nova Southeastern and also Santa Fe College in Gainesville. Fastest player on the team, and she might have a chance to beat this one out. Actually goes off the glove of Bell. We'll see how they score that one. That was a tough play.
Yeah, I would have given it a hit because I thought it was in the hole, and she did everything to knock it down, but I'm not the official scorer.
And they actually did give her a base hit, so I agree with you. I think that was the right call. Even a big league player would have.
I think if she just knocked it down, she may have been wise not to throw it.
Yeah.
Even.
Well, I just mentioned the speed too of Bradshaw. I don't know if she would have gotten it. So it is ruled a hit. Second hit of the inning, 7th of the game. And here's Fallon McLaughlin, the right fielder. First and second. So take a look at McLaughlin, who has walked, struck out, and grounded out today.
Good snapshot right up close and personal. That's an up close and personal shot.
Again, outstanding job by our entire crew with all the different angles. That's called a strike. No balls, 2 strikes. Low for ball 1. Fallon, I mentioned this earlier, moved from third base into the outfield because she's a solid utility player. And she's that player that got hot. She was batting somewhere between 6 and 8 in the lineup. She got moved up to number 2, and she's been batting well ever since. And a little soft liner. And how about the catch made by Bell?
Quickness.
Boy, another inch or so, and that might have dropped underneath her glove for a hit.
Bell's actually saved him a run in this inning on the last 2 plays, I believe.
Yeah,
she knocked the one down, and,
right.
and if she hadn't, the girl would at least advance to third.
You're right, and then could have probably come home with that play there.
Yep.
Here's Kirsten Legacki, the shortstop. Signed with Presbyterian. A strong kid, according to her coach. First pitch is called a strike. Legacki has been on base twice. She has singled, reached on an error. She's driven in a run and scored twice.
Busy afternoon.
Cooper City with 3 in the first, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and they've also played at 2 here in the 5th, but that will be it. 1-3 on the putout. However, the Cowboys send 7 to the plate here in the top of the 5th inning, and it was back-to-back errors that opened the door.
They took advantage of the errors again, but on the other side of the coin, they left 2 more on base.
Yeah, they've stranded 7 now through 5. You see the line totals, 8, 6, and 1 for the Cowboys.
Sometimes when you leave that many, Mike, in the late innings, it comes back and bites you, you know. But Chamberlain's got to get a little more active for it to even consider about it.
And that's the thing, because the Cowboys have scored in every inning but the second. Chamberlain has gone 2 innings without scoring and played 1 run in their last at bat in the 4th. But the good news for them, Bell can lead things off here in the top or bottom of the 5th inning.
But you know, as a coach, you're going to feel comfortable because all she can do is get 1 run at the best if she has a perfect swing.
That's why it was a big out of Amber Fullwood in the bottom of the 4th inning, because there was already 1 on base. If Fullwood gets on base, that would have brought Bell to the plate.
Yeah, you never know. Plus, I'm sure Coach is thinking, well, if we can get her on, we'll feed off her. We'll feed off her energy, and we'll put us a big inning together also.
Well, we can't say enough about Bianca Bell.
About an hour and 35-minute game right now, so
Right,
we're going to be pretty close to our 2 hours and something.
LSU signee has all the tools, batting over 700 this season.
Leads her team in just about every category, as you were saying prior to. I think there was one offensive category she wasn't the leader on.
Well, that's
she was
RBI.
second.
She's second. Ellen Scott leads the team with 40 runs driven in, but Bell second with 34. But you kind of expect that because she's a leadoff hitter.
Yeah.
More of a table setter. But yeah, leads the team in runs scored, hits, average, doubles, triples, home runs.
And only 4 errors in the field, you said earlier.
Yep. And that ball goes off the glove of the third baseman, and Bell, she got to be careful not to take that little turn towards second.
That's that was.
I think she may be even laughing about that.
She hits the ball similar to the Cooper City girl. Once they hits it, she hits it with authority.
Catcher, number 19, Lindsay Hagberg.
There's Lindsay Hagberg.
Looking for her first touching of the ball.
And popped up into left field. Clavello. Oh, she dropped the ball. And Bell, with her speed, slides in safely at third base. And here come the Chiefs.
Well, turnabout's fair play.
Yep.
This when you thought Cooper City had settled down and Chamberlain's going to have to earn their runs, they were gracious to return the favor.
Second error of the game against the Cowboys.
And he's going to have a runner go in at second base. I believe it'll be number, can't see here.
It looks like
22. She'll go in for Hagberg.
That's Andrea Aaron. Well, Hagberg had struck out twice in 2 plate appearances.
Down 4 and their leading RBI person steps to the plate. That's kind of scripted also.
And timeout called. Here comes the head coach, Phil Smalls, for Cooper City.
Number 22.
Yeah, this is one of those baseball timeouts. I'm going to see if I can break the momentum a little bit here.
Yeah.
Maybe tell little Joe,
And settle
decide
it,
what we're going to
settle
dinner.
down a bit,
Yeah.
right? Yep.
Good coaching move, trying to calm his down and maybe get that adrenaline calmed down in the Chamberlain girls a little bit.
Well, the Chiefs batting with nobody out. And as you mentioned, their leading RBI girl coming to the plate.
Producer, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, he just taking his time out there. See this tactic or thing, coaching move, more in baseball than you do softball quite a bit, because a lot of times they do it to calm them down in baseball, and they also do it to buy them time to get that other pitcher warmed up some.
Ellen Scott bats with runners at second and third and nobody out.
Number 21, Ellen.
I guess we're still in the season, so she's trying to add to that 40 RBIs.
She's also second on the team with 5 home runs.
I'd like to have about 2 or 3 extra right here.
Ellen Scott signed with Drexel.
Boy, she's being very patient, waiting for her pitch too up there.
Yeah, they've got several players that have signed. Bianca Bell with LSU, Ellen Scott with Drexel, Jenny Cook with Daytona State College, Madison Gonzalez with Hillsborough Community College. as the next pitch is fouled back. One ball, 2 strikes.
See her takes a deep breath, trying to calm herself there.
Simon Petrie looking for her 4th strikeout of the game. The 1-2 pitch popped up in the infield. Legacki at short will make the catch. That's a big out there. So 1 gone for Kelly Smith, the first baseman.
Kelly got a hit back in the first inning, so I'm sure she would like to repeat that.
There's a strike. Kelly 1 for 2, as you mentioned, got a hit, drove in a run in the first. Part of a 3-run first inning for Chamberlain after Cooper City scored 3 in the top of the first, and that hitter.
Here, a good example. She didn't flinch
At all.
She didn't move.
You're right.
And it came up a game I was doing earlier, and I said, "Hey, what happened to make an effort?" He said, "New rule." I said, "I stand corrected."
Do you like that though?
No, I think that's
Yeah.
and I'm not making any friends. I think that's the umpire's rule, not have to make a call. I think that's when the umpires got through somehow. It hurts your pitcher when you teach them to throw inside to get them back off the plate like in baseball and whatnot. And
You see
I don't know that they teach this, but you're just teaching them if it's in there, it's not going to hurt that bad. Stand there.
Yeah.
No.
Zolonia Kennedy is your pinch runner at first base, number 20. Right there in the middle of your screen.
Bases loaded. This is the opportunity when they had it that Cooper City made the most of. So let's see if Chamberlain can get back in this game by getting another a timely base hit here.
So the base is loaded with 1 out.
And their coach is having a few words. The fans are getting a little impatient, and this is all part of ball on both coaches' part. And we knew they played at a different speed than most games are played at. Both these coaches seem to like to take their time and be precise about what they're doing.
This is Madison Gonzalez. Center fielder takes a strike. She had a sac fly and an RBI in the first. She walked and scored in the fourth.
It's not over till the 7th, but you would think Chamberlain's got to realize this is an opportunity that you don't want to let slip by.
Oh, that one is a foul ball. Wow. Foul ball. That would have plated at least 2 runs.
Yeah, 2 scored there. You see Coach Bob Deese, he's halfway down the line.
But you saw, well, I don't know if you could see it originally in your screen, but the home plate umpire, Roy Levin, he was immediately throwing both his hands up in the air.
And probably yelling it out.
And yeah. So, but boy, you know, they call it a game of inches. Gonzalez almost brought her team within 2, maybe even 1 run.
Yeah, I'm sure Cooper City's coach telling him you might want to hug the line a little bit.
The 0-2 pitch is fouled back. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out with the bases loaded for the Chiefs. The tying run at the plate as Gonzalez takes that one inside and low.
Yeah.
Well, if you're thinking long ball, Gonzalez does have 3 on the year. And the wind at times has been blowing out. But right now,
I think it helps you to the left, but
yeah, mostly blowing right to left.
It helps. It appears like it would help straight away left, but all our hits have come the opposite way.
That one is hit pretty well. That one is going to go over the fence. It's a grand slam. Kiss it goodbye because it's good by softball, and we are all tied at 8 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Well, all I do, Don, is just state what could be,
you know,
what could happen.
I think these coaches are going to be coming up here with the envelope afterwards, you know. That's the 3rd time in a row you've called it. And as you can hear, and we're sitting up above them, Chamberlain fans are still here, and they're back awake.
A grand slam for Gonzalez.
Here again to left, and that one just seemed to keep going. As you called it, might have a chance, and it was still traveling when it went clear defense.
Here's Jenny Cook, the left fielder. Well, Simon Petrie will remain in the game. That one misses for a ball. A couple of home runs in the game. A 2-run homer by Bethany Williams of Cooper City and a grand slam by center fielder Madison Gonzalez of Chamberlain. 8-8 here in the 7A semifinals.
Gonzalez with 5 RBIs for the Chiefs.
Wow.
Not a bad state tournament appearance, no matter what the outcome.
Great game.
Been an exciting game. Different aspects.
You know,
every inning.
We were talking about how excited we were looking forward to the other 7A semifinal.
Watch it be a 1-0.
Right, yeah. This has been pretty fun.
Showed all aspects, and the amazing part, both squads have overcome errors where they've let the other squad back in.
Yeah. Swing and a miss.
Always like to see them in with a positive note by a player rather than a negative thing hurting them.
Yeah.
Because that's something they'll remember forever.
1-2 now to Cook as Simon Petrie tries to battle back after giving up the grand slam. Her 1-2 pitch taken outside, ball 2. Bottom of the 5th inning here in Clearmont.
We might have to get curfew lifted tonight. We might be here a while. If that 5 o'clock game.
That'd be a domino effect. This game started at 2:30, so we were already behind schedule. That timeout was called, so no pitch.
Well, you know what we've ruined is your break.
Yes.
We're going to be back on schedule probably. They built some time in there.
That's all right. Kelly Neff is doing the 4 o'clock game tomorrow, so I got a long break tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll enjoy my time off tomorrow.
Well, you could set your computer up, watch some softball.
Yeah. I may have to go back to watch this one again. That one hit foul
this is
down the third baseline.
Been an exciting game to watch. That's one of those, for those that are listening or listening after the fact, you can buy these DVDs. It tells you on the website. But
yep, FHSAsports.com.
This would be a keeper. This would be a keeper.
No question.
On both sides.
A great battle between Cooper City and Tampa Chamberlain. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. She struck her out. Only the 4th strikeout of the game for Simon Petrie, but it comes at a good time.
Boy, I don't know that we could pick the winner right now.
I tell
With
you,
the way the momentum's jumping back and forth, and
I mean, Cooper City started out in front. They've held the lead until now.
the momentum's definitely in Chambers' favor right now.
You know, although Chamberlain did score 3 runs in the bottom of the 1st inning, they tied it at 3.
They tied up, but it didn't seem like they took control of the game at all, Mike.
Right.
It still was Cooper City's game, or at least it felt like it up here.
And even though momentum is on the side of Chamberlain, I still don't know who's going to finish out on top in this one.
That one there, bro, that grand slam did a lot for Chamberlain. Not only tied the game, but it probably give your own girls some confidence, but it might have put the doubt in Cooper City's mind too. What do we got to do? Twice we've had these people down, and they just won't stay down.
This is junior Lauren Holbrook at the plate. That one is called a strike, 2-1. Two balls, one strike, with 2 outs, and the 2-1 pitch. And that one is, actually it was 3-1, my apologies, I missed a pitch there. So ball 4.
Maybe Chamberlain's not done.
A 2-out walk, and that'll bring up Jenna Brownell. First pitch is a strike. Brownell singled and drove in a run back last inning. This is the 8th batter to come to the plate here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And that hit foul, third base side. 0-2.
So after 2 hours, we're going to play a 2-inning ball game.
All right.
We just warmed up for 2 hours.
Everything else, I won't say doesn't mean anything, but
yeah, well,
in a way, it doesn't.
Like we're going to do a NASCAR green flag, whatever we call it, the 1-lap deal.
Right. Swing and a miss. Simon Petrie comes back to strike out 2 of the next 3 batters, and that will do it for the Chiefs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. But an infield hit, an error, a hit batsman, and then a grand slam by senior center fielder Madison Gonzalez has tied us at 8 apiece despite being out hit. The Cowboys and Chiefs all tied at 8. The Chiefs have battled back despite being out hit 7-5.
And Mike, we're playing with both of them, not their ace pitchers at the first of the year in here now. What is the odds of that thing too, you know? Cooper City pitcher transferred, and Chamberlain, they knocked out of the game.
Yeah, Rachel Dwyer went 3 2/3 today. Allowed 6 runs, but a lot of those runs were unearned. Those 2 that she gave up.
Yeah, she didn't get a lot of help from her team, a lot of backing.
The 2 runs she gave up in the 4th were unearned. An error by the second baseman opened the door for Bethany Williams, who also hit a
back-to-back errors, wasn't it? Second base. And
well, that was the last
first
inning in the 5th inning, but yeah, she's in the 4th inning. Kirsten Legacki hit one to second. Holbrook committed an error, and then the next batter, Bethany Williams, hit one to straightaway center field over the fence. So both those runs that Dwyer gave up were unearned. Fullwood came in to strike out Simon Petrie to end the inning.
And it looks like they're going to try to warm up somebody else too. They got someone going down to the bullpen, which is kind of like in baseball, out past the right field fence, and Chamberlain's got somebody else warming up. So coach is getting ready for any circumstance.
You know, and speaking of Bethany Williams, here she is to lead off the 6th inning. Williams, just a sophomore. Bethany batting .463 on the year. That was her 3rd home run in the 4th inning. A team leading 9 doubles. Picked up RBI 17 and 18. She's also walked twice today. So she's been on base all 3 plate appearances. First pitch from Fullwood is called a strike. Went really gusty again.
Whipping up here. Both sets of fans are kind of holding their breath. What's going to happen next?
No balls, 2 strikes. As Williams leads off the top of the 6th inning. The winner will get the winner of our game tonight between Charles and Bartow. That's a 1 versus 2 matchup respectively. But before that, we have another semifinal in Class 3A, Trinity Prep and Bishop Snyder. Swing and a miss. Fullwood with her second strikeout since coming in relief in the 4th inning.
The pitcher, number 11, Jessica Petrie.
Here's Simon Petrie.
It's one of those, even though you don't know either team, you hate to see either one of them lose this one. They both played so well and had such highlights.
Simon Petrie popped up to the catcher in foul territory. Had a sac bunt in the 3rd. Also caught looking in the 4th. She bats with 1 out, nobody on base here in the top of the 6th inning. Next pitch just missed. No, actually, excuse me, it is called a strike. I thought it was a strike. Didn't want to call it before the umpire did.
Well, and he calls it their pace too.
Yeah. You've got some umpires that are just really very slow with their call, as that's grounded foul first base side.
Yeah, some of them on their mechanics seem like it's strike 1001, 1002.
The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss.
Umps have done a pretty good job considering all the different aspects this game has brought about.
So back-to-back strikeouts for Amber Fullwood. Big Mo seems to be on the side right now of the Chiefs.
Umpire very decisive on a foul ball hit, and it kind of just convinced everybody it was foul. From up here, it looked like it was real close.
Here's Shannon Allen. Allen had a base hit and drove in a run in the 1st inning. Grounded out in the 3rd and reached on an error and scored in the 5th. Kind of checked her swing and fouled that one back.
Late arriving crowd for Trinity Prep. Thought there might be more here this early, but it's still a half hour from scheduled game time, so could be tailgating.
Fouled off again. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
So Mike, how do you like all the different classes now, the 8 different classes?
I like it because it gives teams, you know, at the rural division, you know, the smaller classifications, an opportunity to compete and win a championship. And case in point, Union County from Lake Butler, they lost to Jefferson County in the state semifinals in football. Their girls or their boys basketball team got to the Final Four this year. The softball team got to the Final Four. Baseball plays tonight for a chance to get to the Final Four. 4-3, Allen is out at first base, and it's a 1-2-3 inning here in the 6th.
Had it not been the new classes, they wouldn't have.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's leveled the playing field a little bit. You know, I know there's some negative, and I think probably with anything, you're going to have pros and cons, no matter what you're talking about. But for that reason, I like it because it does give more teams an opportunity.
Spread it out the
and not
talent
only
somewhere.
does it give teams an opportunity, and what I've found in talking to the folks over in Lake Butler, you know, it's really helped the morale of the community.
Yeah,
and
a lot of little towns are like that.
Yeah.
They thrive on their high school sports.
Right.
That is their team.
Yeah. So I like it. I would vote for it.
A lot of them, when they redid it, they did it by their attendance, I guess, or the male students or whatever. A lot of them jumped two classes.
Yeah.
And just it is where it is, you know. Bartow jumped from 5A to 7A, but they have 3 schools within the high school, so
Right.
it's one of those.
Yeah.
The attendance is there when you look.
All right, here in the bottom of the 6th inning, 9-1-2 coming up for the Chiefs. Amber Fullwood will lead things off. She's 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out. And the first pitch is there for a strike.
Number 6, Amber Fullwood.
Amber Fullwood started out in right field, became in relief in the circle in the 4th inning. Has done a pretty good job as that one hit over to shortstop, and again an error opens the door.
And guess who's coming up?
Bianca Bell comes to the plate.
And this has been a quiet Bianca Bell. She's only been on 3
It really
times.
has, yeah.
She got a single in the first, then a walk, and then a single. Made an impact on defense on a couple plays that you referred to, but it hadn't been that driving force on offense. But you're giving her the 4th opportunity too.
And that drops for a base hit. Extra bases, in fact. Fullwood's going to come home. Bell's going to hold at third. The Chamberlain Chiefs are in front for the first time today.
There's that impact.
I couldn't tell when it first got hit, Don.
I thought it might have been a loop fly or something.
Yeah, I did too. And somehow it just kept carrying out there into the gap.
And there's the influence that you said, don't let her have too many swings at 700 and something, 726 or whatever it was. And she showed why she's hitting that. Unimpressive 3 for 3 with the walk.
Yeah.
Great job by Bianca Bell.
All right, here is Lindsay Hagberg.
Leader come through when she needed to.
Absolutely. And as I mentioned, the first lead of the game for the Chiefs on a triple by Bell, scoring Fullwood. Hagberg reached on an error and scored her last at bat. She's also struck out twice.
And more importantly, you can win the right to advance in the field. You don't have to win it at bat right now.
And that's a big run too, because we're heading into our final inning.
Sometimes it's a lot easier to play good sound defense that last inning to generate runs.
And it's going to, they're going to have to score with the bottom third of the order coming up in the top of the 7th inning. Simon Petrie has gone the distance. Boy, these teams have really battled each other today. As you mentioned, it's tough to see one of these teams take a loss, as that one's taken down low for a ball.
Whoever loses is going to have a lot of walks and a couple errors, and you don't think of them. You just think of the opportunities or the positive plays they've made.
The 2-1 pitch. That one is going to miss down low for ball 3. 3-1. Hagberg rarely pulls it, mostly drives it, hits in both gaps very well. An excellent hitter, according to her coach. And good eye there as she draws a walk.
Here again, we mentioned earlier about having a delayed steal, try to get that run in. Coach Dietz knows all the tricks, so we got 22 back in. That's the runner at first base.
Once again, that will be Andrea Arnold. Or Aaron, excuse me, Andrea Aaron.
The courtesy runner at first, number 22, Andrea Aaron.
And timeout called. They're going to have a conference in the circle. We'll see if that will be it for Simon Petrie or if she'll remain in the game. The big blow, though, the grand slam last inning by Madison Gonzalez, as the Chiefs have rallied from an 8-4 deficit to take a 9-8 lead now here in the 6th.
Yeah, just about the time you thought, well, maybe we're going to write them off, or maybe they're going to make it really difficult for them. Chamberlain never gave up offensively. They just kept plugging away. They got the lead here.
Simon Petrie will remain in the game.
I'm sure this is one when coach goes out and said, if you'll just get the outs here, 1 run's nothing for us.
Yeah.
And you don't want to have the unwritten rule, but if they get 2 or 3, it might be a little more difficult.
Well, with nobody out, they got a chance to have a big, big inning already. 1 run across the plate. And they've got the middle of the order coming up, including Ellen Scott, who leads the team in RBIs.
There's a delayed steal. You're trying to draw the throw, and Cooper City didn't bite on it.
And you certainly don't want to take a chance on throwing it away here.
No.
Maybe a good idea to put Scott on base. I mean, that way you have a play at any base, and there's probably a good reason why. A base hit into left field, but Scott leads the team in RBIs.
41.
I might have put her on base then.
Yeah.
Bell scores for the 3rd time today, and it's a 2-run lead now for the Chiefs. Chamberlain 25-5 on the year.
Chamberlain gets 2 or 3 more hits. The score might be a little a bigger margin in between the 2 scores, but it's not going to reflect the game here. But credit Chamberlain. When given the opportunity, they have really come through.
Here is Kelly Smith, the first baseman, who can hit with power, usually in the middle of the field, a good 2-strike hitter. One of the best athletes they've had at first base. Only 1 or 2 errors all year long. They've had 4 All-Americans during Coach Diaz's, during Coach Diaz's 22 years. And they've been on the corners. 2 at first base, 2 at third base.
Well, I'm guessing they might be going to have 1 at shortstop this year, or pretty close
You're
to
right,
it.
yeah. You would have to think she's got to garner some honorable mention, or maybe even
Player of the year or whatever. Something.
Yeah.
She's impressive. Quietly impressive.
I mean, I don't know how many other players can carry that big of a stick and play as good a defense. You know, I'd like to see who would be ahead of her on an All-American team. Strikeout of Smith is big. That's the first out of the inning. Here's Madison Gonzalez, who hit the grand slam. Now she bats with 2 on base. She's driven in 5 runs today.
There's that delayed steal, almost a walk. Let me get something down here. Nope.
Aaron back in safely to third. So runners at second and third. 2 runs have come across the plate for the Chiefs. They lead by 2 runs, 10-8 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That one's high for ball 2. 2-0. And that one hit pretty well. And that's going to get over the fence. The second home run for Madison Gonzalez. Kiss it goodbye, because it's goodbye softball. And how about the senior center fielder today? A 3-run shot, and that may be just all that the Chiefs need.
8 RBIs.
Wow.
8. And here again, we refer to the score maybe not indicative of the game, and it appears that's exactly what's going to happen.
A 3-run homer for Maddie, as the crowd chants, Maddie, Maddie. She drives in, as you mentioned, her 8th RBI, 8 ribbies today for Gonzalez. Well, I know there's only 1 out, but the inning began with an error. Those have been big today, too.
Yeah. You can't play defense against those home runs, though, in 8 RBIs.
No. She's just having a monster game.
I'm going to check in the book in between our breaks and see what it is in one game. That's got to be pretty close.
(13-8). Now a 5-run lead.
And trailed by 4.
And they rallied from an 8-4 deficit last inning. Gonzalez hit a grand slam to left field. Both of her home runs to left field.
If that doesn't tell you it's not over till it's over.
That's right, because earlier in this game I secretly thought, okay, Cooper City is probably going to win this game.
I thought Cooper City's going to come in here and show everybody they don't know they were runner-ups and they're not supposed to be here. But
1-2 to Jenny Cook. Cook has reached on an air, popped up and struck out. This one hit to center field. The catch will be made out there by Bradshaw, and there's 2 away.
Second baseman, number 3, Lauren Holbrook.
Lauren Holbrook is the 8th batter to come to the plate here in the 6th. They sent 8 to the plate in the 5th. They've scored 9 runs in the last 2 innings. Wow.
Stat that we referred to, though, if you look back, Chamberlain hasn't left a lot. And the last time we counted, Cooper City had 7 or 8 they had left on base.
7 through 6.
Yeah.
They went in order in the 6th. Grounded to short. This should end the inning. Legaki's throw in time. And that will do it for the Chiefs. But Chamberlain, as Madison Gonzalez gets the job done again with a 3-run homer, her 2nd home run of the game. She's driven in 8 runs today. Chamberlain scores 5 runs in the inning on 3 hits. There was also an error, and no runners were left on base. So we head now to the top of the 7th inning, and our new score, there you see the Chiefs with a 5-run lead.
A little different than our 3-2-1.
Academy Lions by a score of 8-1. They will advance to tomorrow's 3A
Bottom third of the order coming up for Cooper City.
championship final at 4:05 p.m. And we'll face the winner of our next ball game.
Don't forget, coming up next
Bishop Snyder
at 5 o'clock, Bishop Snyder of Jacksonville and Trinity Prep of Winter Park in the Class 3A state semifinals. And then our final game coming up, again, scheduled starts, but
2 games everybody was looking forward to.
we'll start a little late.
Is Childs and Bartow and Niceville Ugali.
Bartow Chow scheduled to start at 7. That likely to start a little bit late tonight.
The left fielder, number 1, Rachel Movello.
Rachel Clavello will lead things off. Batters 7, 8, and 9 for the Cooper City Cowboys. They need 5 runs to keep their season alive. Probably looking at about a 5:30 start for the next one.
Yeah, I think they're going to, I saw them go by with the ground equipment. I think they're going to redo the fields and everything.
No balls, 2 strikes. Amber Fullwood looking for another strikeout. Misses high and away for ball 1.
Rachel Dreyer will live to pitch another day, it appears.
Yeah, she only went 3 2/3 today. Struggled early, gave up a lot of walks in that first inning. 4 walks.
You got to come right back with her, though, at 20 wins.
And I get the sense that she would come back and pitch well
and
tomorrow.
Respond. Yes, so do I.
After getting that first couple of innings out of the way, she's probably very determined to make up for what she did today. Give Cooper City credit. They have been able to battle their way as a district runner-up, as that is strikeout number 4 for Amber Fullwood.
So she might be get the Fireman's Award today. She's come in and I wouldn't say shut them down, but slowed them down.
Number 22,
4 strikeouts, no walks. Here's Shannon Legacki, the third baseman. Fouls the first pitch all the way over to the other field, but we've got the netting, so.
There's your foul ball from last year.
Right. That way people don't have to duck when the balls are hit. They've got all the netting above the seating area. Popped up, first base side, foul territory, and caught. Smith makes the catch. There's 2 away. The Chiefs
Well,
got 1 out away.
I was impressed with, after hearing the stories and watching them perform, Cooper City's a good team, a great team. Overcome a lot of adversity. And just ran into buzzsaw at the plate.
Now batting number 10, Megan Isoba.
At the plate, Megan Isoba. With 2 outs. That one's right down the middle. Called a strike. 1-1. Cooper City with 8 runs on 7 hits today, but not enough. It was until the 5th. Chamberlain with 4 in the 5th, 5 in the 6th.
If we could take Gonzalez out of the game, we'd have a decent
would.
little ball game.
Yeah. Gonzalez driving in 8 today.
She might have won any class by herself with 2 at-bats.
Timeout call. They're just going to settle down Amber now in the circle.
A 4-run and a 3-run. Add that to a great sacrifice bunt in the first inning for us.
13-8 Chamberlain. And there's ball 4. So now the top of the order, Celeste Bradshaw will come up. First walk issued by Fullwood.
Center fielder, number 17, Celeste Bradshaw.
Not going away easy. And now we saw some of the 3A people start filing in, and there's not many seats. I expect a packed house tonight.
Bradshaw, a senior, has walked, flown out, struck out, and had an infield hit, so she's 1 for 3 in a game. This one is hit out of play. As I mentioned earlier, Bradshaw receiving interest from Nova Southeastern and also Santa Fe College of Gainesville. Best athlete on the team. Still transitioning and has made that transition from right field to center field. The 0-2 pitch. That one is hit into left field for a base hit. So the Cowboys are still alive. Why would I not be surprised if they make a little run here?
I was going to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
The right fielder, number 2.
We were supposed to start the next game.
You'd like me to text Mike to pick you up a soft drink on his way up?
Right. We're supposed to start the next game in less than 10 minutes. That's not going to happen.
No, I don't think so, but it's been an enjoyable game to do and to watch.
There's Fallon McLaughlin looking for her first hit today. She's 0 for 3. She's also walked and scored. The junior batting with 2 outs as they try to keep their season alive here in the top of the 7th inning. Wind picking up again. Chamberlain trying to win their first state championship since 2003. This should do it, though. 4-3 on the putout, and the Cowboys are done here in the 7th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners were left on base. They strand 9 in the game. And how about the Chamberlain Chiefs, in particular, Madison Gonzalez, without question, our player of the game. There you see the final line total, but Madison Gonzalez drove in 8 of those 13 runs.
Well, and can't say enough about Fullwood coming in and stopping the momentum somewhat of Cooper City. Hadn't pitched a lot. A great offensive performance by Chamberlain and a great performance by a runner-up team to be they had it in their hand at one time.
Well, Don, I definitely appreciate working with you. Look forward to working with you tonight in the other 7-8 state semifinal.
More exciting, I don't know.
Just a reminder, if you would like to buy a DVD of the broadcast, go to FHSAAsports.com, www.FHSAAsports.com. Once again, the final score, it's the Chiefs of Chamberlain out of Tampa moving on to the 7A state championship as they knock off the Cowboys of Cooper City by the final score of 13-8. For Don Stratton and for the rest of our entire Play On Sports crew, I'm Mike Rideout. Coming up next, a Class 3A state semifinal on the air around 5:30. Until then, so long for now from Clearmont here at the National Training Center.